Hello, welcome to West Ham Grumble on Irons United with me, Alf Gasparo. So, what a week it's been in the West Ham world, and what an absolute farce at Bournemouth. Well, we went down to Bournemouth, day out at the seaside, and yeah, we came back with our tails between our legs because we couldn't overcome a good counter-attacking side that is Bournemouth. Yeah, pretty much the first half was pretty ineffective from both sides, wasn't it really? But the second half, West Ham, we had all the possession really, but final third, wasn't it? Final third, penetration just wasn't there. They hit us on the counter-attack twice, effectively. Good goals, you know, you can't take that away from them. But we should have beaten them really. Now, I know what you're expecting me to say. You're expecting me to say, let's get rid of Carroll. Let's shoot him. Put him out of his misery. He's just a donkey. Get rid of him. Now, even within the corridors of power of Irons United Parliament, we have different views on this. Some were saying, just get rid of him. He's just a donkey. He's crap. And others amongst our ranks are actually saying, well, you know, let's give the guy a break here. We're not really playing to his strengths. Now, let's just consider his game during this match. First of all, he was kind of lethargic up there. You know, although he appeared to be, he was still doing a lot of running around, but he never really had pace, let's face it. But you know, his touch was off quite a bit, especially in the first half. You know, he tried to lay off the ball a few times. We gave the ball away a few times. It wasn't that great. The ball was being played up to him, and he wasn't really holding it up that well. And it was being played to his feet. So, you know, not great from that point of view. But he also wasn't feeding, you know, into any other players either. So overall, he was slow. He had poor touch, and he wasn't really playing as a team. And also, you know, he was lucky to still be on the pitch, really, you know, if he carried on. And that's the whole problem with Andy Carroll at the moment. He's not really being that effective. His game isn't that great. And also, you know, he's always likely to pick up, you know, yellow cards. He's actually, every single game, he seems to be getting some kind of tussle, either with the referee or other players. So, you know, it's not a great time to be an Andy Carroll fan, or is it for him himself? Now, the other thing we've got to mention is this wasn't just a poor show from Andy Carroll. Actually, a whole forward line from midfield was, you know, pretty poor in an attacking sense. Yes, we had possession. Yes, we were passing the ball around quite effectively. But one of the big problems of this loss to Bournemouth was that our creative players, their creativity wasn't coming off. Anderson, Nasri, they were trying these little flicks, you know, back heels, you know, flicks round the corner, that kind of thing, but they just weren't coming off. Now, in other games, they will come off, and you know, we'll have a great performance. Our success lies within their consistency, or our lack of success is due to their inconsistency, and that's a problem. Anderson did not put one ball into the box, or one cross, or one pass that was higher than chest height. I swear. Now, whatever we say about Andy Carroll, the problem is this. If you do not play to his advantages, or to his strengths, I should say, there's no point in him being on the pitch. Now, lots of people would say we should never have started with him. And I kind of agree, say we shouldn't start with him. In fact, he should never be in a West Ham shirt again. He should never play for West Ham if we don't play to his strengths. Now, what are his strengths? His strengths are he's an aerial threat. He's a threat to any defence, and he puts the fear into any opposition, and also opposition managers and coaches, because they know if you get the ball in the air, then you're going to play, and you play a percentage game with him, then he will cause havoc for you. And that's the problem. We're not playing to his advantage. We're not putting crosses in. In fact, you know, he went off. He got subbed at 60 minutes or whatever, 65 minutes. And, you know, he was noticeably frustrated because, you know, The balls weren't being fed to him properly, and they weren't being crossed him when he's in the 18-yard box, around the 6-yard box. That's it. Now, you can't take away from the fact that he missed an absolute sitter. And he should have put the other chance away as well. But the point is, all strikers miss sitters from time to time, and it was just a bad day at the office for him. Now, as I say, I'm not defending that, and I'm not defending his poor game, but we are playing to a 10% Andy Carroll right now, where we should be playing to a 60-70% Andy Carroll. Now, with all the other crap that's going on, the players that want to leave, Arnautovic, Hernandez, Obiang, whoever else wants to leave right now, just as we think we're just getting quite good and we could have a good team, then all of a sudden it's like rats off a sinking ship. Everybody wants to buck out. But our attack is the problem. We do not have people up there, or we're not playing to a system that actually gets them, playing. Now, we could buy in another attacker, but if we're not playing to their strengths, there's no point in buying them. So, leave your comments below. Let me know what you think about Andy Carroll, because I know there's going to be an overwhelming majority of you who are going to say, get rid of him, he's crappy shit. But also, just before you make your comment, think about this. If we were getting Zabaleta or Noble down the right-hand side as they were trying to, if we were getting Anderson left or right, whatever, Creswell, when Andy Carroll was on the pitch, if Andy Carroll was in the 18-yard box and we managed to get consistent crosses into the box that are head height that he could attack, or from a dead ball situation, a corner or a free kick, and that ball was delivered at overhead height, do you think that Andy Carroll would have had a better game? Now, yeah, he still might have missed that golden opportunity, but the chances are he would have created a lot more as well. So, this has been my West Ham Grumble this week. It is slating our performance, yes, in terms from a final third point of view. There were good parts, defensively I thought we were quite good. Midfield, Rice Noble I thought had a great, game. Antonio I thought did pretty well as well. I usually slate off Antonio, I know, but, I'm not going to do that. But I think Nasri had a poor game in terms of creativity. He was coming way too deep for this ball. We needed to be higher up. Now, Bournemouth defended well, but when our creative players are not creating, when we're not getting the balls, on the width, we were getting the balls on the width, but the delivery into the box was really poor. When that happens, and whatever chances that we create, we miss those chances, that's what happens. It leads to our inconsistency. And you could see it coming that they were going to hit us on the counter, and the difference between them and us, they were attacking us with power, with pace, with creativity, and had aptitude. We had no pace, no power, no creativity, and we were full of ineptitude. And that's what it comes down to it. I know everybody's going to slate Andy Carroll. I know everybody wants to get a shot of him, whether he goes to the MLS or another, Premier League club. But this is the point. If anybody does buy him, well, the first thing they will do, if they put him on the pitch, they will say, right, tactically, we're going to play to his strengths. And you will see crosses coming into the box. And he's just going to sit there and just nod them in or nod them off and, lay them off, and that's it. And somebody's going to, score loads of goals. That's not what we're doing. And we tend to do this all the time with our players. We don't play to their strengths. Hernandez was another thing. All last season, we weren't playing to his strengths. And he's still, he's still not quite there because we're never quite there with him. That's our problem. That's our problem. We're relying on our midfield and our creativity now under Pellegrini to kind of almost walk the ball into the net. And we still are not that good at it. Anyway, this has been the West Ham Grumble. Let me know what you think. I'm willing to give Andy Carroll a chance. I really am. I still think he can do the business for us, if he remains fit. But only if we play to his strengths. We've at least got to give it a go. Somebody's got to prove me wrong and to say, look, until we actually play to his strengths, then we'll really know whether Andy Carroll is good enough. If we don't play to his strengths, we'll never know. There's no point in slating him, and there's no point in getting rid of him or dropping him until we can prove it either way. Anyway, that's me. I've had enough of this. You know, bloody West Ham. You know, let me down again. Ugh, inconsistency. We were a shoo-in for 7th. Now we're sitting 10th. We were a shoo-in for 7th. The way the other results went in, you know, we should be sitting in 7th now. What a wasted opportunity. Catch you next time. Subscribe to Irons United because they're really cool. Leave loads of comments. Let me know what you think. Catch you next time. Cheers.